Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, so, you know what? We need people to start liking our social media pages.
As far as YouTube is concerned, we would like you to like it and subscribe to our podcast.
Yes, you know how you can find our YouTube page?
How?
You go to YouTube and just type in TechTime Radio.
That's it?
That's it. That's that simple.
Like and subscribe.
You need to visit us online also at Twitch. You know what our Twitch page is?
I imagine it's at TechTime Radio.
That's correct. If you just go to any twitch.tv and you look for TechTime Radio, we come on up as TechTime Radio. So visit us on Twitch, subscribe there because you can see the live feeds themselves. And guess what?
What?
We also have a page on X. Okay,
so what is that? At TechTime Radio?
That's at TechTime Radio or hashtag
TechTime Radio. The point is,
yeah,
if you like our show, like and subscribe to our social media. Okay, so I think that's pretty much covers it. Like and subscribe to our social media.
Like us today. We need you to like us.
Nathan doesn't get liked a lot at home, so he's begging for everybody.
Please like us. Please like us. That's right. Okay. Thank you, guys. Remember, TechTimeRadio.com.
TechTimeRadio.com.
All right.
Like us and subscribe.
Or subscribe and like us.
Broadcasting across the nation from the East Coast to the West, keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side. With leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Welcome to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm, the show that makes you go, Technology News of the Week, the show for the everyday person talking about technology, broadcasting across the nation with insightful segments on subjects. Weeks ahead of the mainstream media, we welcome our radio audience of 35 million listeners to an hour of insightful technology news. Each week, our show covers a weekly top technology subjects without a political agenda. We verify the facts, and we do it with a sense of humor in less than 60 minutes. And, of course, with a little whiskey on the side. We are live streaming during our show on 5 of the most popular platforms, including YouTube, Twitch.tv, Twitter/X, Facebook, and LinkedIn. We encourage you to visit us online at TechTimeRadio.com and become a Patreon supporter at Patreon.com/TechTime Radio. I'm Nathan Mumm, your host, a technologist with over 30 years of technology expertise working for Fortune 500 companies across the country. Today in studio, we have our co-host, Marc Gorday, and Marc Gregoire, a whiskey tech time taster. Mike's an award-winning author, originally from Arizona. Mike is a human behavior expert living in the Seattle area with a master's degree in forensic psychology. Mike's here to keep me from geeking out while providing insight into human behavior and how it interacts with technology. Marc is our whiskey connoisseur here, a senior technical executive with a 30-year record of establishing technology solutions. He's a skilled whiskey drinker and is our go-to pick-of-the-day expert. We are all friends from different backgrounds, but bring the best technology show possible every week for our family, friends, and fans to enjoy. Buckle up, as our producer Odie is at the control panel for our 2024 prediction show. This is going to be exciting. We even decided to bring in Nick Espinosa, our security fanatic, to join us on our roundtable of technology questions. All right, everybody, let's get ready to start today's show.
Now on today's show.
All right, today on Tech Time with Nathan Mumm, we have the Tech Time 2024 prediction show. We have the 5 members calling them the Tech Time All-Star Predictors.
Seriously?
Uh-huh. Well, you're just going to bet, you know what? Don't be too excited over there, buddy, because you did really well predicting last year, but you didn't do the best. There's somebody that outbeat you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it wasn't you.
It wasn't, well, okay, well, we're going to see how
the tech
accurate,
expert.
Well, we're going to see how accurate our predictions are for 2023. We got a clip about 5 minutes of our dialogue that we have going on there, so it should be pretty exciting. And then we're going to have our 2004 prediction show. Now, this year's prediction show is a little bit different, so you're going to have to make sure you stay tuned for how we're doing this to get it done in 30 minutes. So we also are going to cover the latest news and development on the tech world with two hospitals in New York are asking the courts to force cloud storage firms to return stolen data. Mickey Mouse is now public domain, and a missing exchange student found cold and scared after the police call it a cyber kidnapping. All right. These are all exciting areas. And then to end the day with the Nathan Nugget, we're going to take a look at the biggest cybersecurity attack stories of 2023 released by Bleeping Computers.
Not going to be geese?
No. So how many of these stories made our show? There's 14 of them. How many of them do you think we talked about on TechTime Radio? Out of the top 14, how many do you think we talked about on TechTime Radio?
12.
11. 11 of the top 14 stories we talked about in depth. You're going to be like, wow, we talked about that. We talked about that. We talked about that. So it's very cool. There's a couple unique stuff and other stuff that maybe not as big of a deal. So there we go. In addition, we have Mike's mesmerizing moment and the Nathan Nugget. So sit back, raise a glass, and welcome to TechTime Radio. As always, we have our pick of the day whiskey tasting during the commercials. If our selected whiskey pick gets 0, 1, or 2 thumbs up, we'll know by the end of the show. So sit back now, raise a glass, and welcome to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. Let's start with the latest headlines in technology.
Here are our top technology stories of the week.
All right, story number 1. Hospitals ask courts to force cloud storage firm to return stolen data. This is a very interesting breaking news. This is very interesting. We're going to go right now, though, to our LA reporter, Tom Geiken, with more on the story.
Hospitals ask courts to force cloud storage firms to return stolen data, but Wasabi says it has handed this over to the FBI. 2 not-for-profit hospitals in New York are seeking a court order to retrieve data stolen in an August ransomware attack and now stored on the servers of a Boston cloud storage company. Carthage Area Hospital and Claxton Hepburn Medical Center, the attack's victims, service more than 220,000 residents. The Lockbit ransomware gang claimed responsibility for breaching and stealing sensitive files from their systems in late August, with a press release published by the hospitals 1 week later saying the incident forced them to redirect patients requiring urgent care to other hospitals' emergency departments. This ransomware gang has extorted at least $91 million from U.S. organizations following at least 1,700 attacks since 2020.
All right, so let's talk about this. So essentially, the FBI have been investigating with the hospitals, and they found that the stolen data by Lockbit, which is a cyber criminal firm, grabbed the data, encrypted it, and then what they ended up doing is putting it on a server farm in the Boston area. So this is owned by Wasabi. Wasabi has cloud storage, private cloud storage available across the United States, across London, across a couple other countries that they have storage in here. And essentially, the hospitals are like, we want our data back. We know that you have it. We know that you're local. You're within the United States. Can we get our data back so we can unencrypt it and have it? So this is what's going on. The hospitals are working with the FBI. They know that essentially through Lockbit that all the information for patients' names, addresses, dates of birth, financial information, Social Security numbers, health insurance, and other personal identification are essentially now being stored on these servers in Wasabi Technology, a cloud storage company in Boston. Now, there's a lawsuit over this, the stolen PII and health data, and essentially Wasabi is saying, hey, well, we weren't the ones that stole the information, but the customer is paying to have their data stored on our hard drives here. We're not going to give the hospitals the data back that you can unencrypt it, but we gave it to the FBI and work with the FBI. So my question is, as you look at it, it's a very interesting deal because the FBI says that they have the data, that they'll work with them and figure out what needs to be taken care of, but essentially they're not going to necessarily just turn it over and give it back to the hospital itself. The hospital IT staffs were pretty poorly funded since it was a not-for-profit hotel or hospital, no, not-for-profit hospital. And the question comes to be, what should happen with that? The data sits there in a United States-based company server. It was stolen. Do you give that data back? If you give that data back as the cloud service provider, you're essentially saying that anytime anybody wants to come on in for criminal activity, we're just going to turn it over.
This is part of an ongoing investigation, right?
It is, correct.
That's probably why the information is not getting turned back over to the hospital, because it is evidence in a crime, and you don't give evidence to a crime back to whoever until the investigation is finished and they no longer need it.
I totally agree. That's kind of Wasabi's point of view on this too. And they're also kind of said is, listen, you had this information before. You were the proprietary companies that got breached, right? So clearly your IT is not up to snuff enough that you were actually a part of a cyber attack breach that happened. Why are we going to turn back that data to you if there's no validity in having your IT systems up to snuff, that they're not able to provide the security of these personal data? I'd much rather give it to the FBI and you can work with it from there. Okay. So
yeah, that's big talk.
So we're kind of agreeing.
What happens when Wasabi is cyber attacked and they get their information stolen?
Well, you know what? They probably
don't start whining about not getting their information back.
Well, they probably have backups, and so clearly you don't know when people buy hard drive space in these server farms, because all this is it's a company.
This is like a safety deposit box.
Yeah,
in a bank.
Exactly. That's exactly a perfect analogy of it. And essentially, they put the information in there. It's not the bank's fault that if these safety deposit boxes have all these illegal items in there. It's not the bank's fault. They don't even know sometimes what are in these safety deposit boxes. It's supposed to be documents and wills and all these other type of stuff. But okay, there you go. Hey, we're on the same page already to start 2024. I like that. I can't wait for the prediction show. All right,
okay.
Story number 2.
It's not going to work.
Okay.
Missing. So in Utah, a missing exchange student was found cold and scared after what police are calling a cyber kidnapping.
Yes. This is the most interesting story ever.
This is how. Wow.
Okay.
So Utah police said they found a teenage Chinese exchange student alone and cold in a tent after he was a victim of what they're calling cyber kidnapping.
Okay.
The Riverdale Police Department said Kai Zhang, 17, was reported missing Thursday by his high school. His parents in China had contacted the school after they received a ransom photo of their son and had sent $80,000 to bank accounts in China due to continuous threats from the kidnappers. Police then found him on Sunday, alive but very cold and scared, at a makeshift campsite in the mountains near Brigham City, Utah, using his bank accounts and phone records to help find him.
Okay.
Police said he was there on directions from his cyber kidnappers to isolate. So here's what happened. It sounds like is they broke into his accounts or
his phone,
made threats to him, telling him to do this. So he took it upon himself to not share anything.
Yep.
He goes out into the wilderness. The kidnappers then contact his parents and have them pay for him to be found.
Correct.
That's how I'm reading that.
That is correct.
So reports say that Zhang was relieved to see police, and according to the release, he had no heat source inside the tent, only a heat blanket, a sleeping bag, limited food and water, and several phones that were presumed to be used to carry out the cyber kidnapping. The Brigham City Fire Department checked Zhang for cold-related issues, and he was cleared of all major medical concerns and given a cheeseburger, which I guess he requested.
Okay.
He also asked to speak with his family to make sure they were safe, which police helped him to do. More than a week before he was reported missing, police officers in Provo had picked him up on December 20th while he was reportedly trying to camp, according to the release. They were concerned for his safety, so it sounds like he tried to do this earlier, got caught, and then had to do it again.
Yeah.
So they were concerned for his safety, arranged for him to be taken back to Riverdale, and they contacted his host family. Riverdale police said Sunday that Zhang was already being manipulated and controlled by the cyber kidnappers then, but had not told anyone. On Thursday, police went to his host home, and his host family said they were unaware that he was missing. They told police that he was home the night before and that they heard him early that morning. Police said there was no evidence that he had been forcefully taken from the home. Police said that the FBI told them other foreign exchange students, particularly Chinese, have been targeted in similar cyber kidnapping scams in the U.S. Perpetrators threaten students, order them to isolate, monitor them through video calls, and demand ransom from their families.
So this just blew my mind. So essentially,
why did it blow your mind?
As a young kid, so you're a young kid, you get somebody randomly contacting you on the phone saying that you need to go isolate yourself so that your family can pay money so that they don't kill your family, and then you can come back out of isolation.
Yeah.
But how the heck does that make sense?
How the hell does that not make sense?
Well, why would you do it? What type of, I don't know what type of person would actually do that. If he did that,
we got people that's shutting down hospitals. Why would that not even cross your mind? But
okay.
I mean, this is
called cyber kidnapping.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So we have an epidemic of people threatening other people's lives and having them go out and do the kidnapping themselves. They kidnap themselves.
Yeah.
Under duress, which is probably fairly easy especially for a foreign student.
Okay, I get that aspect of it.
And, they're taking advantage of all kinds of social
So
and
that kid now gets to
things.
live. His family's out $80,000,
Mm-hmm.
and then he gets to go back home?
Well, yeah. Why not?
Okay.
They're not going to keep him here.
No. Clearly, the host family didn't even know he was gone. That just adds more craziness to the story itself.
I don't know. The story doesn't really detail what happened with the host family.
It does not.
We're talking about some really interesting ways of doing criminal activity.
To now have that tied to technology. Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
it was all technology based.
Can you imagine?
Kidnap yourself. You kidnap yourself by your phone.
You force somebody to kidnap themselves, then get somebody to pay you to reveal where they are.
Wow. All right, let's go to story number 3. An earlier version of Mickey Mouse is now in the public domain, and a horror game and movie are in the works. Let's go to Corinne Westland for more on the story.
Mickey Mouse is now in the public domain as Disney grudgingly concedes its hold on the image of Steamboat Willie. The good-humored rodent, synonymous with the Disney brand for nearly a century, has grown into one of the most iconic characters in American pop culture. But since U.S. copyright law updated by Congress in 1998 allows copyright to be held for 95 years, Disney's sole claim to the character has officially ended. Some exceptions exist to Disney's tight grip on its mascot. However, even the more modern version of Mickey Mouse can be shown for educational purposes, satire, or parody. The company will likely protect most, if not all, of the other Mickey images, as the House of Mouse has hired new staff to monitor copyright infringements. Welcome to 2024. Back to you in the studio.
Happy New Year, buddy. Happy New Year, Mickey.
So Mickey Mouse, the House of Mouse, has hired a bunch of people to make sure that if you're going to infringe on their Steamboat Willie, you just can only go so far. In a statement to CNN, a Disney spokesperson said more modern versions of Mickey's will remain unaffected by the expiration of the Steamboat Willie copyright, and Mickey will continue to play a leading role as the global ambassador for Walt Disney Company in our storytelling, theme park attractions, and merchandise.
So when does our version of Mickey Mouse lose its copyright?
Well, I mean, Disney's like the master of this, because if you have a mascot and then it's also a trademark and you use it as a part of new films that come on out, they just used Mickey Mouse in some form of his current area in cartoons as early as last year is when they ended. So essentially you'd still have those copyrights for another 95 years since that was published out.
Yeah.
So Steamboat Willie, they tried to redo him and they tried to reuse his copyright, but it is no longer there.
That was back, 1932 is when Steamboat Willie...
I don't remember the exact date. I remember in the article itself that had something. But
it was very early in the 30s.
It was. Now, what's interesting is there is already a horror game and a movie being produced. Now, the producers of the Winnie the Pooh movie are saying that they are working on a Mickey Mouse version of their horror movie. So that was the Honey Bear in the Pot or something like that came on out this year that essentially has been taken care of. And there's tons.
So wait.
What?
There's a horror There's a horror game of Winnie the Pooh.
So there's a horror game. Yeah, it's called Winnie's Hole. Right now, you can find it on WINNIS Hole.
Okay, I've never heard of this.
Okay, it's on Steam, so you can get it right now if you want to go load it up.
I know what I'm doing later on the night.
And then Mickey Mouse they're also doing a game of that also. So it was very interesting because in the Winnie the Pooh game, it saw players take the role of a rapidly mutating virus and brewing inside the children's book character to refine him to his primitive form. So there you go. Now you can see Mickey Mouse is going to come on out in a horror movie, and I'm sure tons of
not
other
Mickey
stuff.
Mouse, Steamboat Willie.
Steamboat Willie's Mickey Mouse. Steamboat
Willie is the original Mickey Mouse concept.
It was.
He was in the first cartoon.
He's the
that's how this is. That's one of the reasons why this is entering the public domain, because Steamboat Willie was a separate character from.
Now, they already have
actual Mickey Mouse.
Oswald, which was the rabbit that they had out there that I think's in public domain because I see him knocked off on every
Who?
shirt. Oswald the rabbit. You remember that?
Oswald.
Oswald the rabbit. Yep.
Oswald.
Oswald.
Okay. Star Trek.
Well, that ends our top technology stories of the week. Moving on, we have our 2024 prediction show. After the commercial break, you're not want to miss this segment. You're listening to Tech Time with Nate the Mumm. We'll be back after the break.
This is Mark
and Greg
for Copiers Northwest
with a terrific offer
called Printer Care Plus.
It's simple. Buy HP printer cartridges from Copiers Northwest and we'll service your current printers for free.
That sounds too good to be true.
It's made possible due to our HP Copiers Northwest relationship.
Copiers Northwest is an HP Platinum partner.
One of only 2 in the entire Northwest.
And now with Printer Care Plus,
Copiers Northwest will provide free printer service.
as long as they purchase genuine HP cartridges from Copiers Northwest.
That's right. IT departments no longer have to service printers.
Or fix paper jams with Printer Care Plus.
They can focus on more strategic initiatives.
And let our experienced technicians keep their HP printers up and running.
Sounds like a love-love relationship for IT departments.
Don't get too carried away. So how do they get more details on Printer Care Plus?
Call Copiers Northwest today, 206-282-1200, or visit copiersnw.com.
Copiers Northwest. New ideas, new solutions.
Welcome back to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. Tech Time is a weekly hour technology show that talks about current technology in a simple format. With that, After the Geek Out, brought to you by myself and Mike Gorday. We just had our first whiskey tasting during the break, and we have Mark in studio to tell us what we are sipping for our pick of the day.
Well, Happy New Year, gentlemen.
Happy New Year.
We are sipping
So
today.
far.
So far. Better than some other people. One of my good friends ended up in the hospital on New Year's Eve.
Oh,
so.
no, that's
Yeah,
horrible.
so shout out Mark Bowen. He's doing well.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Well, today we are sipping Sam Houston 15-year-old Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This is release 6, batch WA for Washington-1.
It looks like they had to handwrite each of that information on the label itself.
I think it's just the font looks that way.
Oh, it just looks like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, from Sam Houston's website, the latest release of Sam Houston's 15-year-old Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey is their most aged bourbon offering to date. These releases were crafted from specific barrels in a private reserve of premium bourbon. Hints of cherry and sweet tobacco give way to a complex flavors of oak, baking spice, and a spicy cinnamon. It finishes with an oaky dryness, presents first, and then it fades into an oily mouthfeel.
Yeah, it doesn't have a burn at the end, though. I like that.
Well, nothing has a burn at the end.
Well, no, there's no. I'm kind of liking this. You were kind of a little against it. Is that right?
Yeah, it didn't hit me. It didn't hit me right the first time.
It's the oakiness. It takes a little bit to get used to. So let me give you a little bit of the specs.
Okay.
So it's from Western Spirits Beverage Company, which is owned by Three Springs Bottling Company. It's an unknown distiller in Kentucky because they source it. It's straight bourbon, 15 years old, 103 proof. And the mash bill is 74% corn, 18% rye, 8% malted barley. It costs roughly MSRP is $130, and it goes roughly secondary at $200.
All right.
You would think this would be done in Texas.
What's that?
Sam Houston.
Sam Houston? Do you ever remember the TV show, The Houston? Was Sam Houston? Something like that? There was like an 80s show.
I don't.
You didn't
Go
remember
away.
that?
I'm talking about historical figures, and
Okay.
you're talking about some TV show that
He was a
nobody knows
detective, I think, late night.
about. No, okay,
Okay.
Whatever.
All right.
never mind.
Did you like the taste?
Just move on.
We'll
like the
find out
taste?
more about that later.
Okay. All right. Well, with our first whiskey tasting complete, let's move on to our feature segment today. We have our annual prediction show, but first, we're going to take a look back at how we did in our predictions for 2023. Welcome to our 2003 recap prediction show. Here we've got question number 1. With models like ChatGPT driving the cost required to write effective SEO content down to zero, will Google search still be the dominant search engine for the internet a year from today?
Yes,
You say yes, and why is that?
that's because despite what this Chat GPT may be able to do, human beings are what they are, and Google is known. They're comfortable with it, and it's not likely to change anytime soon.
So I think Google will definitely be the number one, but I think it'll be a little bit different in the search algorithm a year from now. All right, question number 2 here. Will Facebook still be the social media market leader? It currently has the market share of 65%, with TikTok in second place at 35% of the market share. Now, TikTok previously only had 6% of the market share, so it went from 6% to 35% in a year. Next year at this time, is Facebook still the social media market leader?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna lean towards no.
You're gonna lean towards no?
I'm gonna lean towards no because it continues to have internal struggles that doesn't look like it's going to go away.
Wow. See, I thought for sure you'd say yes on this one. I agree with you too. No, I think TikTok.
I'm leaning.
Okay,
I didn't say I'm.
Well,
I'm
that counts as it. I think TikTok will overtake it as a social media platform.
Well, I don't know if TikTok will overtake it, but I just kind of think we've seen the
peak of Facebook.
The peak of Facebook.
Yep, I totally agree. Next question: will Twitter still be owned by Elon Musk?
Yeah.
What do you say? Yes.
Yeah, I think.
I'm going to ask Odie on this one. Odie, grab the mic here. Do you think Elon Musk is still going to own Twitter a year from today?
A year from today?
A year from today.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to buy it.
See, I say no. I think
but who would be dumb enough to buy it?
I think Microsoft or a larger company could come on in and buy
and fix it.
Yep, and then put it as a part of their standard services. And there's a lot of companies out there looking for that.
Elon's not going to sell it for.
Optimist.
Well, that is very optimistic. Yes. Here we go. Here's my next question. Will Nintendo be the leader in the handheld gaming market?
Yes.
Wow, she was quick on that.
I think so. I think she's
yes?
correct. Yep.
I say no. I think NVIDIA or somebody else will overpass them with a device kind of like the Steam Deck. Who's going to be the leader in augmented reality or virtual reality?
Apple?
Apple? Okay, that's a good guess. And why do you say Apple?
Because you've been talking about it for nonstop for the last
you're right.
3 weeks.
You're right. Okay, you got that. That's a very good chance. I actually think Nintendo is going to break into this market. I think they have
VR?
Yes.
I don't think they are.
And augmented reality and VR both.
Well, they already have some augmented reality stuff.
I think if Nintendo comes out with it, we would buy it as a consumer and use it as a thing. I think Apple's close in there. I will say this. I don't think Facebook is going to be the leader in augmented reality or virtual reality at all.
I think Facebook is.
I just don't think we're ready for VR yet.
Maybe I'm a couple years ahead. I'm going to keep on going on this one until Nintendo gets it.
Do you think that NASA is going to either collaborate or hire SpaceX to assist it to rescue astronauts from, say, the International Space Station if necessary?
Oof. So I'm going to say actually no. I'm going to say NASA is going to try to come up with a different way to get it. They're not going to ask for help in the private sector.
Okay. All right. Do you think NASA is going to send another trip to the moon? Send another rocket to the moon?
So I think they will. I think they're going to try to colonize it because all of a sudden you have Japan that's interested in doing that. You have China that's interested in doing that. And now all of a sudden I think there's this big race to get to the moon and colonize it and have different sectors that become.
Okay, well, that's not going to happen next year.
You don't think so?
No.
Will we see flying personal recreational vehicles hit the market this year?
No.
No. Odie says no. I say yes.
Okay.
The Jetson 1. Go Google it. Jetson 1 aircraft. Mm-hmm. Essentially, this is like a bike. They're going to be all around, and my prediction is that people are going to have these landing in their little houses.
No.
Okay. All right. We'll see. All right. Will 8K TVs and broadcasts be the standard setup at the end of your holiday season?
That's an I don't know question. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. This is going to take a while longer.
I say no too. CES is all about 8K. I think by the end of this year, 4K is the standard. Everybody's going to be broadcasting in 4K. Everybody's going to have 4K. TechTime Radio will be at 4K, so you can see us in our beauty.
Yeah, we gotta. What did you say? Inner beauty?
See us at our beauty.
Okay.
All right. Well, those are our predictions. We'll see how we do in 2024. Did they come through? Did they not come through? Do we get them right? Do we get them wrong? Who knows what will happen? But I hope I do a little bit better than you.
Well,
well, you beat me this upcoming year.
That's because you have a problem.
What's that?
You have what's called optimism bias.
So I just think everything's rosy.
That's a little bit delusional.
Yeah. All right, so the recaps.
Oh, fail.
All right,
You're
so
a fail.
Mike, you went 8 out of 10. So you got 2 wrong out of the things. So you went 8 out of 10. So 80%. That's is that like a B average? That's a B average back in the old days.
Yeah,
maybe.
that's
Okay.
a B.
Odie, you went 5 for 5 on the questions that you were asked. So that's 100%. That's an A+ student. And I went 50%, which is that still passing? And I don't know, maybe it's not. That's your technology leader there.
That's a fail.
That is
60 and below is a fail.
Fail is it a fail?
It's a fail.
All right. Well, now we're going to get ready to have Nick Espinosa join us, and we're going to put Mark on the hot seat here. We're going to have the 5 of us in the round table, and we're going to kind of get through some of the items that we have. So we're excited to bring Nick Espinosa back. He is, of course, our security fanatic from Chicago. We got our wine connoisseur, but also technologist, Marc Gregoire here. And we got Odie that will be on, and we got myself, and we got Mike. And this is how we're going to do this. So here's the ground rules. I'm going to ask you questions. None of you guys, are you ready to go? Yeah, okay. All right, so get Nick ready to go. Let's get everybody up, ready to go. So I'm going to ask you guys all questions. And when I ask you questions, you got to be ready with a yes or no. And if you're going to do it with a quick information available there, you will not get every question. Certain questions will be available for you. So you got to be ready. You got to be ready to go. Nick, welcome to the show. We're glad to have you as a part of our predictions show. How are you doing?
I'm good. I do have one bone to pick for the new year with Mike.
Uh-oh, what's that?
Mike, it will always be Trek. Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Never Star Trek.
I'm not the Star
Mike's
Trek
not the-
guy.
that's Nathan.
That's Nathan.
That's me,
Nathan
the guy.
pronounces
Why
it
is your
Star
beef with
Trek
Mike?
all the
Mike's
time.
the one that always corrects
Oh,
me.
that's right. Okay, there you go. All right, so I get you. You know what?
Happy New Year, Nick.
I also predict not very well on these shows. So we're going to go through and do a prediction. We're going to go to commercial break. We're going to come on back. I have them kind of broken out. Spent a lot of time coming up with these questions, but they have them broken out into different categories. The first question will be for everybody, so you got to be ready. I'm going to say your name. You put it in there, yes and no, and what we got going on here. So Odie, be ready. Mike, be ready. Mark, be ready. Okay, here we go. All right. Question number 1. Will Google be the dominant search engine?
Again?
Yep. In 2024.
Yes.
Yes, Mike says yes. We're going to go and go to Odie next. Odie, what do you say?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go to Mark.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to go to Nick.
Yep.
And we'll go to me. Yep. I'll say yes.
You're
also.
just going to join the bandwagon.
I
You're going to jump out here.
All right. Question number 2. This is for 3 of us. All right. Will Facebook be the dominant market leader in social media? They only own 52% right now. 52% of the market. I'm going to my buddy Nick on this one because TikTok is right behind them. Is TikTok going to overtake the social media from Facebook? Yes or no? So actually the question is, will Facebook be the dominant market leader in social media?
If the Russians have anything to say about it, yes. But I hope no.
But you hope no. Oh, I can't do that. That's like a fringe question. So you're saying, are you saying yes or are you saying no? What's your personal?
I think social media will become so stratified that Facebook will lose the percentage of market share below 50%, but it still may be the most dominant one.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. We're going to go to Mike next.
Yeah, this is tough too. I'm going to say no because they just aren't performing the way I see it.
Okay. All right. Odie, you're on this one too.
Wait a second. So are you asking if Facebook is going to continue to dominate?
Will they be the market leader? Right now they own 52% of the market.
How far behind is TikTok?
They're at 42%.
Yes, they're going to keep going.
Okay. So you're saying that Facebook is
going to still be the
social leader. Okay. All right. Here we go.
That's a coin toss question, I think.
All right. This next question is no, Mark doesn't get that one. Mark gets this one. Mark.
Yes.
Will Elon Musk start, your buddy, Elon Musk, you love him so much, start an AI company? Yes or no? Will he start an AI company?
Let's hopefully it's a no.
It's a no. So you're saying no on that. All
Keep him out of anything else.
All right, Mike, I'm going to you on this. Will he start a company? An AI company?
He's probably going to start one.
Okay, so you're going to say yes.
I'm going to say yes.
All right, and then Odie, I'm going to you on this one. I'm out of this one. Will Elon Musk start an AI company?
Everyone's saying yeah.
No, they're split. They got it. You had a no. You had a yeah.
What'd you say, Mark?
No.
He said no. I said yes.
I'm going to go with no.
I may be wishful thinking.
Okay, no. Okay. All right. Odie puts a no on that, too. All right, here we go.
I think his behavior predicts that he will probably do that.
Yeah, he's going to try to do something.
I don't get an answer?
Well, no, Nick, you get the next one, though. You get the next. So I'm trying to make it so that everybody has a chance so that they're not the
he's trying to come out on top next year. That's what he's trying to do.
I am. Okay, here's yours, Nick. This is me, you, and Mark on this one. Will Sam Altman be the spokesperson for OpenAI at the end of 2024?
Absolutely.
Okay, absolutely.
I think that's a yes, too.
And I will go absolutely as a yes, too. He's never leaving that company.
Guy.
Yeah, he's my bromance.
He just flipped the whole board over.
I know. He has nothing to worry about. He can stay there however long he wants. All right, okay. Still in the social media and AI. Will the development of brain-computer interface plugs in your brain, like that Musk is working on and other people, be able to be prescribed by the end of 2024?
No.
No? Okay, so you're up on this, Mike. Nick, you're up on this one, too, and so is Odie.
Prescribed in the United States or prescribed somewhere else?
Oh, just prescribed in 2024, not the United States. I would call that out. So anywhere will it be prescribed?
Anywhere in the world?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
Okay. All
That's
right.
a loaded question.
Well, that's not. It's exactly how I read it.
I have to change my answer.
Are you going to change your answer now?
If it's anywhere in the world, then
prescribed.
Then probably, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, well, wow. Okay, Odie, you're up on this one.
No, we're not that advanced yet.
Okay, no. She says no, we're not that advanced. All right, here we go. The last in social media and AI questions. This one is for the three of us right here on the table. Will Microsoft purchase a social media company? Mike, you're up. Will Microsoft purchase this? I've been asking this since we started the show.
No.
No? I'm going to say no. I always say yes. I'm saying no. They will not. LinkedIn is not a social media company. Mark, what do you think?
I was hoping you wouldn't go to me on this one. That's a tough one. I'm going to stay with no for another year, but it's coming close.
Okay. All right. Well, that ends our social media and AI questions. I got two more questions now in our games and entertainment, and then we're going to take a commercial break. So here we go. Games and entertainment. This is available for everybody. Nick, you're up on this one first. So here we go. Okay, so right now we currently have 12 known streaming services that have over 1 million subscribers. That includes Shudder with 1 million, ESPN Plus with 14.9 million, 12 streaming services. The question is, will there be more or less than 12 streaming services with 1 million subscribers at the end of 2024?
So again, in the United States?
Oh, no. These are all streaming services. It's got Crunchyroll on here and a couple other ones too. So it's got some.
Yeah, but you missed all the Chinese ones.
Oh, so I guess these are I guess these are U.S. I guess these are U.S. So I'm going to have to say yes.
In the United States, will there be more than 12 with 1 million? Absolutely, there will be.
There will be more. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. There will be consolidation, like we're seeing Paramount merge into Discovery, merge into HBO, et cetera. We'll see that, but there will be others, and I think foreign streaming services will continue to be more popular here as we continue to have immigration and people interested. How many people subscribe to like a Japanese animation anime streaming service here in the United States?
That's very fair. I think
we're going to see more of that too.
All right, Odie, it's to you.
He's influencing my answer.
Odie, 12 more or less?
So are you, you know what? Yeah.
You're going to say what? Yeah is not more or yes?
Well, listen, I don't think they're ever going to condense them. Like,
I do.
You really think
so?
Oh,
yeah. I'm going, I think there'll be less than 12. So I'm just putting mine out there.
So you're
Nathan
saying
says
that
12.
At the end of next year?
Yep. For 1 million subscribers. 1 million subscribers have to be a part of it.
There's not going to be 12 streams anymore?
No, I think there'll be like 10.
I don't see that happening.
Okay.
I don't see them because Disney is trying to do it with Netflix right now.
Yep.
That's not going to happen.
So your answer is more.
More.
Yeah, I think there's going to be more.
Mike, what's yours?
I'm going to say more because it's human behavior.
All right, Mark, more or less?
I think more.
More? Okay, I'm alone on that. That doesn't bode well. All right, well, with that, we're gonna head to a commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna continue our games and entertainment, and we still have coming on up futuristic items that we will be a part of our 2024 prediction show. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, so you know what? We need people to start liking our social media pages.
If you like our show, if you really like us, we could use your support on patreon.com.
Or is it Patreon? I think it's Patreon.
Okay, Patreon. If you really like us, you can.
And you say I'm
like
the
us
English
in
guy?
Patreon.com.
I butcher the English language?
You know you butcher the English language.
Okay, so it's
all the time.
It's patreon.com.
Patreon.com. If you really like our show, you can subscribe to Patreon.com and help us out.
Oh, and you can visit us on that Facebook platform. You know the one that Zuckerberg owns?
The one that we always bag on?
Yeah, you can. We're on Facebook too.
Yeah, like us on Facebook.
Do you know what our Facebook page is?
TechTime Radio.
At TechTime Radio.
Yeah.
You know what? There's a trend here.
It seems to be that there's a trend, and that's TechTime Radio.
Or you can even Instagram with us.
And that's at TechTime Radio.
That's at TechTime Radio. Or you can find us on TikTok.
And it's TechTime Radio.
It's at TechTime Radio.
Like and subscribe to our social media.
Like us today. We need you to like us.
Like us and subscribe. That's it?
That's it. That's that simple.
Trying to predict the future is a discouraging and hazardous occupation because the prophet invariably falls between two stools. If by some miracle a prophet could describe the future exactly as it was going to take place, his predictions would sound so absurd, so far-fetched, that everybody would laugh him to scorn. This has proved to be true in the past, and it will undoubtedly be true, even more so, of the century to come.
Where did you pull that from?
That's a 1960 old school.
Yeah, that's somewhere in the
at a World's Fair.
Okay.
In Chicago. So
okay.
Nick should be all about that. In the World's Fair, there was like this interview about that.
Do you know who was talking there?
There was a guy's name on there. I do not know who was talking.
Way to go. That was a fail.
I'm sorry.
Fail.
I got the funny clip that was royalty free, so I'm ready to go.
Well, it's not a funny clip.
Here we go. We're going to start this. I am out of this deal right here. This is going to be Nick, Mike, and Mark. So Odie and I get to take a break. Will Nintendo release a new console this year, 2024?
No.
Okay, there we go. We'll go over you do Nick next.
Yikes. So the way I'm thinking about it is, okay, they have the Nintendo Switch, which is the big one, and they've had so many variants. So is the release of like a Nintendo Switch variant?
No, not an upgrade, not an OLED screen or nothing new with the Switch.
A whole new name.
Yep, like a whole new console.
Yes.
Okay, because they're rumored to be doing that. So
I think so.
You're asking the guy whose last game console was a Sega Genesis.
Well, that's it. You're up on the question.
So no.
No?
I say no.
They will not release it. Okay, all right. Okay, here we go. Odie, you're back in on this one. It's me, you, and Nick on this one. With E3 officially dead, will another gaming event take place in Las Vegas to replace E3? All right, Nick, you're up first on this.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not into like esports, but I promise you there's money to be made, and Vegas is the place to do it.
Okay. All right, Odie, it's to you next.
Yeah.
I'll say
That's
yes
inevitable.
also. I'll say yes too. There's no reason why you wouldn't do it. Even though you may have big backers out, you're going to want to do an independent one. All right, here we go. This is for Odie, Mike, and Nick. Will Marvel have a hit movie this year? Now, last year, they had one. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was its only hit. So essentially a hit means you have to make more than the budget of the film and your advertising.
You have to make profit.
So you have to make profit. And the advertising budgets are normally the same price, whatever you spend on producing the film. If it's $400 million, you normally spend $400 million to advertise it. So that's what we're taking. Will there be a hit this year from Marvel? Nick, we'll go you first.
Oh, yikes. So I'm not a Marvel guy. I don't know that universe well. I didn't know they were tanking. That's the surprise.
The new Guardians 2 movie was only in the theaters for 4 weeks.
Guardians
3.
So
the Marvel's movie. The Marvel's movie was only in theaters 3 weeks. Guardians 3, though, was successful last year. Oh, Guardians.
He doesn't know how. He doesn't know numbers.
Can't even read.
Sorry, Guardians of the Galaxy
2003. Remember that.
Sorry.
So I'm going to say yes because they're due for a hit.
Okay.
But I have no idea.
All right, Mike.
I'm gonna say no. I think we've hit Marvel fatigue and the peak is over with, and they're going to keep trying, but I don't think we're going to see the numbers we did.
All right.
Previously.
Okay. Odie.
Listen, the issue is I haven't been keeping up since.
I don't. Yeah. That's not my fault.
Well, I'm not saying it's your fault.
Okay.
Last movie.
I liked it though.
Yeah. Yes or no?
Screw you.
So
yes.
Okay. Yes. Wow.
It did
Okay.
make
All right.
money.
All right. This is for Nick, myself, and Mark. Will Deadpool 3... well, hang on. You guys should have been thinking. Will Deadpool 3 be the largest grossing movie release globally in 2024. Now, just to give you a fact,
You're a
Deadpool
punk.
1 and Deadpool 2 both were
Is Deadpool 3 coming out in 2024?
Yeah, in 2 months. So you should be
well,
on top of
then
your time. All right, so I'm going to go to Mark. You first. Will this be the largest grossing movie release globally for 2024?
Let's go yes.
I'm going to go yes. There's when you put Ryan Reynolds in a movie, it's pretty darn good. All right.
I think you just busted. I think you just busted out with the last question. I think you loaded that up.
Nick, question goes to you.
So it would have been nice to have seen Deadpool 1 or 2.
Oh, wow.
So, like I said, I'm not a Marvel. This is not my thing.
Oh, man. Deadpool should be separate from Marvel.
But I will say this. Ryan Reynolds basically is a license to print money.
Yep.
That guy knows how to run a business. I have to imagine he's going to rock it out at the box office, too. So, yes, I think Deadpool 3 will be it.
Okay. All right. Who's Lord of the Rings fans?
See, I need to go back and change an answer now.
No, you don't get to change your answer. Are you Lord of the Rings fan?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. So this is for everybody. Will Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, Season 2 be rated higher on Rotten Tomatoes than Season 1?
No.
Season 1 was rated 83%. Mike says no.
No.
Okay. We'll go to you next, Odie. Will it be 83%? Or so I guess will it be higher than Season 1's 83%?
Yeah, I think it will.
It'll be higher. Okay, we're gonna go. Nick, will it be higher?
Oh my god! So first things first, I like Lord of the Rings. I didn't realize there was a show out.
Oh my God, Nick!
I am not an entertainment person.
Okay,
you talk to me about cybersecurity, cyber warfare, or politics, and I'm more than happy to give you an answer.
All right.
That said, sure, why not?
Okay. All right.
There you go. Onwards and upwards.
All right, so I'm going to say that it'll be lower than 83%. Even though I liked the first season, I thought it was like a 90%.
I enjoyed the first season too. So you said no, so I'm going yes.
You go yes.
I'm going to have a better record going opposite of you.
There you go. Okay, here we go.
That's a good strategy.
Yeah. All right.
Although he's manipulating the game this year. So.
Well, a little bit. I try to do the best I can to win. Here we go. Question.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Futuristic items like QR code resurgence is QR codes are everywhere now. I watch a commercial and they put a QR code up there so I can scan my phone. These were cool things. They disappeared. They came on back. So this is all about technology, futuristic items. We're going to have Mark, Mike, and Nick on this. Will drones replace fireworks at Disneyland for the nighttime extravaganza?
No.
Mike says no. Okay. All right. Mark, will drones
replace?
Yep.
No, they might add drones, but they will not replace.
Okay, I'm asking and saying replacing. Okay, Nick, it's to you.
Yeah, I would agree. I think they're always going to have fireworks in some way, shape, or form. They might add drones, but there will be fireworks.
Okay. Disneyland's saying that they want to save the environment and they're trying to get rid of it.
Oh, what do you say?
I didn't say on that. I'm not on that one.
You're staying out of this.
Yeah,
Is
next
that
question.
specific to Disneyland, though?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I said Disneyland, not Walt Disney World.
Okay.
I said Disneyland because Disneyland has a $10,000 a night fine
Just pay
for
attention,
doing fireworks.
Pay attention to what Master Chief is doing.
Okay,
over here.
will blockchain and NFTs make a resurgence as art and collectibles? I'm going to ask Nick, I'm going to ask Odie, and myself on this. Here we go, right down the area. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say NFTs will make a resurgence for arts and collectibles, specifically around like baseball cards and collectible items. So I say yes. Odie, it's to you next.
No.
No? Odie says no. Okay, and Nick?
Man, I'm just saying, Nathan, if the answer is a yes, P.T. Barnum is going to be smiling from beyond the grave.
That's right.
So I'm going to say no, because I hope people are smarter than that.
There's a sucker born every minute.
I don't know. QR codes came back. All right, here we go. Next question. Here we go. And this is for Mark. This is for you. This is for Mike. And this is for Odie. So Nick and I are out of this one. Will cryptocurrency be accepted for standard purchases on Amazon?
No.
No. Okay. Odie?
No.
No?
No.
Mark? Wow. Oh, boy.
Aren't they just now accepting Venmo?
Well, yeah. So okay. You say no.
That took forever.
It's going to take one more time.
All right. Okay. Well, Nick and I probably have some.
The crypto market, I think, is too volatile for Amazon.
And this last question is for everybody, so everybody pay attention. We're coming to the end. Will the development of brain-computer interface plugs in your brain be a technology marvel that is showcased sometime at a keynote event in 2024? So computer interface plugs in your brains showcased as a keynote event in 2024.
Are you asking me?
I'm going to go to you first, Mike.
Everybody.
Yeah, I'm sure that somebody's going to showcase Elon's brain.
Okay. as a keynote. Okay. All right. Odie?
No, but I do expect it in 2025.
Okay. All right. Nick, we'll go to you next.
All right. Well, I have two predictions on this.
Okay.
One, I think yes. And number two, I predict in 2025 when we revisit this, all of my answers will be correct. And if they are not, it will be completely deep fake. And I'll fake news. I'm always right.
There you go.
Doctored this. I'm just throwing it out there right now. It's
Okay.
all fake news if I'm not 100% right.
That's how Nathan's going to win.
That's okay. All right. Mark, I'm going to you next.
Well, I'm curious what your thoughts are.
Well,
I know you researched this before creating the
So I'm
question.
going to say yes. I'm going to say yes.
Then
I'm
I'll
going to say
go yes.
I say this will be a keynote.
I'm going yes with Nathan on this one. This one seems very particular. This question.
It was.
This one was super. Yeah, this was a little.
Yeah.
I looked into this quite a bit, and now I'm going to ask the question.
Maybe it's coming up in July of this year. All right, so let's thank everybody for being a part. Nick, we're going to have you on the show, talk about some technology stuff that we're going to get to here. Thank you so much for being a part of our prediction show. We'll get you on in a couple of weeks to hear about all of our new hacks. Everybody else, I wish you the best of luck. Not really, but we'll hopefully see what happens at the end of our 2025. All right, there we go. Now we're going to head out to our last commercial break. When we return, we have Mike's mesmerizing moment and hopefully a Nathan Nugget. See you after that.
The whiskey.
Hello, my name is Arthur, and my life's work is connecting people with coffee. StoriCoffee is a small batch specialty coffee company that uses technology to connect people to each product resource, which allows farmers to unlock their economic freedom. Try our medium roast Founder Series coffee, which is an exotic bourbon variety that is smooth, fresh, and elegant at StoriCoffee.com. That's STORI coffee.com. Today you can get your first bag free when you subscribe at StoriCoffee.com with code TechTime. That's STORI coffee.com.
The segment we've been waiting all week for. Marc's Whiskey Mumble.
All right, gentlemen, what are we celebrating today? Nathan gave us a little prediction earlier in the show without even knowing it.
What is that?
It's National Science Fiction Day.
Oh, all right, okay.
So National Science Fiction Day is the perfect day to celebrate different books, movies, television shows that we like. So shout out to Star Trek and Quantum Leap.
There you go.
You may not love sci-fi enough to do it every day, but this is a good day for you to start sparking your imagination.
Stargate SG-1, I just started rewatching that. It's a good series. You should watch that.
And then you also sort of predicted why we chose the bourbon we did today.
Okay, why is that?
So, yes, Mike.
Sam Beckett?
Sam Houston is a classic, not a classic, but a historical figure.
Okay.
But he's also a character from Tech War.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
And that's where he was the police lieutenant and later worked at the fictional company Cosmos, run by Walter, portrayed by none other than William Shatner.
Oh, baby.
Oh, Nathan is on fire this year.
That's right, baby.
Yeah.
I'm starting out this year good. Okay. All right.
All right, so this Sam Houston 15-year-old Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey we're drinking today is Release 6, batch WA-1 from spring 2021. It's very interesting how they release their whiskey on Sam Houston. So it's done in releases. They're up to 7, but both 6 was in 2021 and 7 was also in 2021. You can still find these on the shelves. But they have sub-batches per state. So each sub-batch is based on different states. That's why WA-1 is the first release for Washington. And so they're made of roughly 2 to 3 barrels. They're up to about 50 batches per release now when they started with only 2. So this whiskey, I do enjoy. It's deep and complex. I had one batch. I was close to one of my favorite pours. It was an early release. This batch is pretty good, but it's very oaky wood forward. Even though it's a thumbs up for me, it should get even better as it opens up and breathes for a while. If you love very woody bourbon, give this a try. If not, I'd say it's a hard pass in. It's not really a bourbon for beginners, something to work up to.
All right, let's just move right to our pick of the day on this then. You want to go to our pick of the day? Yeah, let's do our pick of the day.
And now our pick of the day for our whiskey tastings. Let's see what bubbles to the top.
All right, I'm going to give it a thumbs up.
I gave it a thumbs up.
You give it a thumbs up, too?
Yep.
All right, so we have...
Well, you guys are becoming more seasoned bourbon drinkers.
Is that what we're becoming?
You're drinking good stuff, not...
We're drinking... It's not the cheap stuff?
Not
well, it's a new year. Maybe my New Year's resolution is to buy better whiskey.
Yeah. Now, good whiskey can be inexpensive.
Okay, yeah. Not this bottle, though. All right, so now we're going to move into how many minutes do we have left, Odie? We got 1 minute left. We're going to move into our Mike's Mesmerizing moment if we can go back there. Here's my question.
This is Mike's Mesmerizing moment, presented by StoriCoffee. Visit StoriCoffee.com.
All right, why are humans competitive? We just did our prediction show, and we all want to win, right?
No, you want to win.
So that is true. I do want to win, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
competitive is rooted in insecurity.
So
that explains it, Mike. Thank you. I was going to ask, why is Nathan so
competitive?
So competitive.
It speaks to his identity and it speaks to his ego.
Okay, well, you know what? Thank you so
asked
much.
for that one, Nathan.
You kind of asked for that, but yes, competitiveness is rooted in insecurity.
All right, well, we're excited to start our 2024 with our prediction show. It's always great to have everybody together. Hopefully we do well in what we did. I did not get to my Nathan Nugget, so we're going to have to talk about it next week. But essentially, it was the Bleeping Computers top 14 items. We labeled 11 of those 14 items. Really good job as Tech Time, so congratulations, guys.
You're getting the finger wave.
All right, here we go. You know, nothing's better than remembering the science of tomorrow starts with the technology of today. See you next week.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on TechTime Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment today in technology. The fun doesn't stop there. We recommend that you go to TechTimeRadio.com and join our fan list for the most important aspect of staying connected and winning some really great monthly prizes. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service, from Apple to Google and everything in between. We're also on YouTube, so check us out on youtube.com/TechTimeRadio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at TechTime Radio, remember, Mumm's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week.